right, get this in your mind's eye, okay? The president of the United States wakes up one morning, decides he doesn't like a Fed governor, and says, "You're fired." Sounds like bad reality TV. I never watched that show, but whatever. It actually happened. That's the problem here. Trump went after Fed Governor Lisa Cook. I mean, he's gone after other people too. He's been threatening to fire Jerome Powell now for a while. So what happens then? We get cue of the doomscroll headlines. Fed is collapsing. The dollar is dead. Hyperinflation is coming. Is that really true? Well, first, let's go back to the reasons why he wants to do this. I'll boil it down to one thing, okay? He wants interest rates to come down. And the reason why he wants them to come down is because he wants people to like him. And he wants people to like him because he's very interested in his legacy. You see where I'm going with this. And because there is a dual mandate that the Fed is trying to accomplish, bringing down interest rates may spike inflation. It's called stagflation, people. I talked about this months ago. Anyway, they're probably going to do that because they want to make sure that the labor market is stimulated. But Trump's been beating this drum for months and months that the interest rates need to come down. But what is in fact causing some of the problem? The tariffs. Who put the tariffs in place? Our friend, Mr. Trump. Guess what? Every economist out there is telling us, hey, this is what happens when you put tariffs in place. The interest rates start to go up. Inflation starts to increase. He's causing the problem that he's mad at the Fed for not fixing fast enough in the manner that he would like. Okay, so that's the background of all this. You could take me to task on that, comments below, whatever. Anyway, that's what's happening. So let's pause, right? So can Trump do this thing like fire people off the Fed? That is not how any of this works. And more importantly, let's talk about why this circus actually matters to you. This is not just an academic exercise. This actually matters to you. It matters to your K plan. It matters to your mortgage and even your grocery bill. Yes. Let's give this a reality check. So here's the boring but crucial fact that nobody puts in the headline. The president cannot legally fire a Fed governor just because he doesn't like their policies. It gives him the SADs, but he doesn't have the right to do that. The law says that Fed governors get 14-year terms, and they do that by design. They do that to make sure they get out from under any single president. They can only be removed for cause, meaning misconduct, corruption, or not showing up for their job. Sounds like any job to me, right? Any normal job. So what's going on here? Trump and crew are trying to invent cause. They're dragging Lisa Cook through the mud with trumped up accusations, harassment campaigns, character assassination. This is like a day that ends in Y with him, okay? It's not about crime. This is about politics. We're going to cut the policy nerd talk, and here's why this BS matters to you. Your retirement account. Markets hate uncertainty. Repeat after me. Markets hate uncertainty. Every time politicians mess with the Fed, investors get anxious. Not just investors here, but investors overseas, people who buy our treasuries, okay? They get anxious too. People in our markets from elsewhere, big institutional investors, the average investor, jittery investors sell, no matter what bucket you fall into. That's your 401k wobble. Okay, hear that wobbling sound? That's your K plan as all this rolls out. Your mortgage and your credit cards. If political pressure forces the Fed to slash rates too soon, inflation spikes back. Remember what I said at the beginning. So guess who pays for that? Not me, not you. All of us pay for that. We all pay through higher borrowing costs that can go on for years, long after this whole episode is over. So your paycheck and your groceries, that's next. A Fed that can't do its job independently means more price instability. And when groceries go up another 20%, you can thank the reality show politics for that. Yeah, the doomscroll factor. Let's talk about that. Now, the internet loves this stuff. Trump fires the Fed. The end of the dollar. Hyperinflation is here. If you really knew what hyperinflation was, you would not want to see that it's here. Trust me. Is it clickbait? Absolutely. Is it total fantasy? Not really. That's the problem. Because even if the president can't actually fire governors, the drama itself shakes the markets. Think of it like shouting fire in a crowded theater. Even if there's nothing burning, people start running for the exits. They stampede out and the portfolios get crushed. They get trampled. So where do we actually stand? Let's be clear. The Fed is still independent, For now, inflation is under control. For now, the economy is actually growing thanks in part to lots of different areas, but AI is pretty strong and all the ancillary things related to AI, energy infrastructure, REITs. There are areas that are being bolstered by AI, which is nice. But every time this kind of crap happens, investor confidence takes another hit. And people are still paying more for their eggs, guys. Like, it's still a thing. If people start believing the Fed is just another political pawn, I'm telling you, that's when we slide into Banana Republic territory, and nobody wants their retirement savings treated like pesos in Venezuela. We don't want this. So what can you do? So here's your action plan minus the doom scrolling. You can cut that out. You don't panic trade. Knee-jerk selling is how you lock in losses. Remember, losses aren't paper until you sell. Diversify. If you stick in one country, one market, one party, too much exposure means too much risk. Oh, how many times I got to beat this drum? Mind your debt. Credit cards, variable rate loans. Okay? That's credit cards. They bite harder when the rates are unstable. It's expensive to borrow. It gets more expensive in situations like this. And you got to stick it out for the long term. Presidents come, presidents go. Political drama is noise. But compounding and disciplined planning, that's what actually builds wealth. We've seen it over and over again. We've seen crap administrations. We've seen great administrations. We've seen mixed bag administrations. What endures is constancy. What endures is discipline. So yeah, the president can't just fire at Fed governors, but he can harass them, he can throw mud at them, he can shake the confidence, and markets respond to vibes as much as facts, okay? Two biggest drivers of our markets here in the US. Number one, consumer confidence. That's called C-bar in economic parlance. Also, investor confidence, as in business investment. That's I-bar. If those two things get rattled up, that's when you start to see things fall apart. So right now, as of late summer 2025, we're all hanging in there. We're hanging in. We're still in the middle of a market cycle. It's not so bad, but keep your eyes open. The bottom line is the rules protect the Fed, but the circus around it, that can still hit your wallet. So next time you see Trump fires the Fed while doom scrolling at midnight, remember, it's not just the blue light that's going to keep you up. The real risk isn't the headlines. It's the panic that follows. Hi, I'm Jennifer Kirby from Talisman Wealth Advisors, and if you enjoy what I have to say in my hot takes, and it's of use to you, please be sure to like, to comment, to share, and to subscribe. Thanks.